Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek! We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okuldayım. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10:159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba. Okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now.
買ってくれる
10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer. Right, hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Lise, where we are about to try to get up to the top of Ruby League, which we've just entered. Hello, Shakespeare, good to see you. How are you doing? We're starting out with some Japanese. Oh, not too bad. Just getting everything set up here. I started up and then I realized that I actually hadn't sent out the link to let people know this was going on. So it's taking me just a second to get everything sorted out. Okay. And here we go. I'm gonna try one of these stories. I want to see how those work.
買ってくれる
Okay. Is this the title? I mean, it I assume without kanji, which makes it which means that quite a few different possible readings exist. That this means will you buy it for me? And one thing to note is that this is in plain speech, which is completely different to the way all the other Japanese exercises have been. So I'm interested to see, are they going to start showing when you use plain and when you don't?
ジュニアとエディはモールにいます。
Okay, so we got Junior and Eddie in the mall.
パパ、僕、新しいビデオゲームが必要なんだ。
Dad, I need the new video game, or a new video game. Okay, it's really... Okay, I understand for learners, you would want to not just have the kanji, but not having the kanji at all makes it actually kind of hard to read. Really, the way they ought to do this would be with furigana, which is little hiragana on top of the kanji, and that way everybody can read it.
新しいゲームは必要じゃないよ。
There's no need for a new game. Yes, that's right.
お願い。このゲームにはかっこいいロボットが出てくるんだ。
Please, there are cool robots in this game. I mean, as opposed to the cringe robots in the other game. Kakkoi?
ジュニア、欲しいと必要は違うよ。ゲームは
want
必
need
要
two
じゃ
different
ないよ。
things.
ジュニア
Games
は
aren't
ゲ
required.
ームが欲しいんだよ。
You want the game.
わかった。僕、このゲームが欲しい。これなら買ってくれる？
買ってくれる？
ダメだよ。うちにたくさんビデオゲームがあるでしょ。
Okay, I want the game. So will you buy it for me? Fuck that. Well, he doesn't really say fuck that. We got plenty of games at home, don't we? Cue the meme, the games at home, and it's the NES port of the Back to the Future game.
そうだね。じゃあ、もう帰らない？
Okay. So, can we just go home then? Buenas noches, buenas noches, Uncle Aldo, ¿cómo estás?
ダメだよ。これから僕たちはビクラムの家に行くんだから。
Okay. So no, we can't. Now we're going to go to Vikram's place. Now, one thing to note in here. He says, bokutachi. Now, that indicates a certain relationship. Well, more specifically, it indicates the absence of a certain relationship. Because if Eddie was Junior's father, every time I hear Junior, I think Uncle Junior from The Sopranos. He would say, Otou-san tachi wa. But instead he says, bokutachi. So they are not father and son. I did not know such a video existed. Gusto verci também.
ビクラムの家は。
Okay. There are three options. Okay, like, grammatically speaking, all of them work. The first one is tsumaranai yo, which means boring. Second is kiroi yo, which means yellow. The third one is omoshiroi yo, which means interesting or fun. So it all depends. Like an is like, huh? Like, as in sort of a suggestion that this is a thing that sucks.
つまらない。
でもビクラムのテレビは大きいんだ。
でもビクラムのテレビは大きいんだ。Yeah, but Vikram's TV is big. Men in suits and top hats and neat. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I had heard that he had been through a bit of an evolution.
僕はサッカーの試合を見る必要があるんだよ。
I need to see the footy match.
パパ、試合を見る必要はないよ。パパは試合が見たいんだよ。
Wait a second, he is the father. In which case it's wrong for him to be saying bokutachi. He would not say bokutachi, he would say otosan tachi. That's just wrong. I mean, like, it's not normal in Japanese. Like, parents will refer to themselves as like okasan for mother or otosan, that, and they'll use that as I for so that's I mean, you wouldn't say bokutachi. If he's papa, then he should be saying otosan tachi. So he says, Dad, you don't need to watch the game. You want to watch the game. Say they need something when they only want it. Okay, I have to say, I'm liking this concept. I mean, the narrative is good. I mean, the dialogue is natural, except for this one exception. I mean, this isn't bad at all. This is actually more of this. Yes, he described himself once as having been a serial entrepreneur. Okay. わかった。にいます。すまんねえ。テレビ。大きい。Okay, like, okay, this is good. And there's conversation. Okay, we're gonna check this out. Okay. Conversation
買っ
mode.
てくれる？
Just see what this thing is.
ジュニアとエディはモールにいます。
パパ、僕、新しいビデオゲームが必要なんだ。
新しいゲームは必要じゃないよ。
お願い。このゲームにはかっこいいロボットが出てくるんだ。
ジュニア、欲しいと必要は違うよ。ゲームは必要じゃないよ。ジュニアはゲームが欲しいんだよ。
Oh, I see. I didn't notice. Mejor ahora. ¿Qué te pasó?
わかった。僕、このゲームが欲しい。これなら買ってくれる？
ダメだよ。うちにたくさんビデオゲームがあるでしょ。
そうだね。じゃあ、もう帰らない？
ダメだよ。これから僕たちはビクラムの家に行くんだから。
And I have to say also the reading, la calidad de la lectura también es súper buena, muy natural. La forma de hablar es muy natural.
ビクラムの家はつまらないよ。
でもビクラムのテレビは大きいんだ。
テレビは大きいんで。
僕はサッカーの試合を見る必要が。
パパ、試合を見る必要はないよ。パパは試合が見たいんだよ。
試合。ビデオゲーム。つまんねえ。サッカー。たくさん。Okay. Just continue with Japanese for a little bit. Vamos a continuar un poco con el japonés. Estoy.
太い。
その教科書は厚いですか？その教科書は厚いですか？
太いペンをください。
Wait a second, I feel like I've already done this. Maybe it's a review. A thick pen, please.
細いペンはありますか？
Tips on how to memorize. That's a good question. I mean, for me, what works best is if I see them in context. Like, the more contextualized they are, the easier it is for me to remember them. Of course, there's remembering them to recognize them, and there's remembering them to write them. And one thing worth noting is actually, like, native speakers, and ever since they have, like, these, electronic keyboards and things like that that will actually help them select the right character as they write, have trouble remembering them to write them by hand, even though they can recognize them. I mean, it's something I've experienced as well, since I've spoken Japanese for basically the entire development of those technologies. So I've experienced all of that very much in real time. But, so if you get them in context and you just get... It also depends a bit on which language you're memorizing them in. Because in Japanese, each character has multiple different readings. I mean, there are a few exceptions, but for the most part, there are multiple different readings for each character. So you have to kind of memorize each of them, and that's again where context kind of comes in. Learning them as part of words actually works better.
細いペンはありますか？細いペンは
Hey, this is weird. I'm sure I've already done this.
ますか？
Hold on. Yeah, I definitely have already done this. Okay. Close the sequel. I do close the sequel. Doresu, also known as One Piece.
彼女は白いドレスを着ました。
She wore a white dress. This can also mean she wore the white dress. 紫色。
紫色。
そのドレスは何色ですか？
What color is the dress?
緑色。
ハンドバッグ。
彼女は高いハンドバッグを2つ買いました。
She bought 2 expensive purses. O sea, você quer dizer no chinês? É pouco mais uniforme que no japonês. Mas não falo bem o chinês, assim que não posso dizer de uma forma generalizada.
紫色のセーターを買いました。
I bought a purple sweater.
あのズボンは緑色です。
Those pants are green.
あなたのお母さんはおしゃれですね。
Your mother is fashionable in it.
彼女はあまりおしゃれじゃない。彼女はあまりおしゃれじゃない。
緑色のズボンは欲しくないです。
I do not want fried sauce fork pants. Green pants. On the other hand, green pants rock. If you ever need kitchenware or something like that, it is absolutely the best pots and pans and stuff I've ever used. So green pants, I can understand wanting to reject them, but green pants, very good stuff.
彼 はいつも洒落た服を着ています。
is always wearing stylish clothes of heart. Sim, é complicado. A gramática que é muito complicada do ponto de vista indo-europeu. É também as leituras diferentes dos caracteres e dos kanji, que bueno, custa muito aprender tudo isso. Murasaki.
紫、
Midori.
緑、
Asa.
朝、
Murasaki.
紫、 映画、
Kaeri.
帰り、
紫色の帽子が欲しいです。彼女は高いハンドバッグを2つ買いました。A ver, a mim custou uns 10 anos para aprender o japonês corretamente. Kutsushita. Literally undershoe. 制服。
制服。彼らはみんな制服を着ていました。彼らは
みんなはどこだ？
みんな
制
服を着ました。
あ、着ていました。Yeah, true. 灰色。
灰色。
制服は灰色です。
The uniforms are gray.
彼女は灰色の靴下を2足買いました。
She bought 2 pairs of gray socks. O mesmo funciona como soju no coreano. はい。
はい。
灰色の靴下を買いました。
I bought gray socks. 3足。
3足。
はい。
はい。制服。緑。紫。
はい。
はい。3足。緑。1足。制服。
彼らはみんな制服を着ていました。彼らはみんな制服を着ていました。
3組。
3組。3 groups.
3組。3組。組。
Actually, she said
組。
She said gumi, which is not offered here. There's kumi, there's sankumi, and there's kawa. This is wrong. I mean, I'm guessing they want me to pick this, but it's wrong because what she's saying is not kumi, it's gumi. Gu. The audio is not correct. Sankumi.
3組。
See, yes, it means 3. Well, when it's written with this character with the 3 lines, that's 3. Murasaki.
紫。
川。
緑。3組。
Ah, no.
2組。3組。ベルト。
ベルトを締めてください。
Please fasten your belt or put on a belt. 手袋 Literally handbag. Fukuro is bag.
これは革のベルトです。
This is a leather belt.
新しい手袋を2組買いました。
I bought 2 pairs of new gloves. And it's worth noting that kumi means, here it means pair, like a pair of gloves. But kumi is also what is the term that's used for like classes in school. It is also the first character in the word for a trade union, kumiai. And also, kumi also means the mob. Like if you hear that somebody's described as kumi no mono, that means he's mobbed up.
手袋は一組いくらですか？手袋は一組いくらですか？
彼は革のベルトを2本買いました。
He bought 2 leather belts. 革。Yeah. Well, actually, the German word for glove is Handschuh, which literally means hand shoe, which I like, and I want to adopt it to English. I want to just talk about hand shoes. Why not?
革手袋を一組買いました。
I bought 1 pair of leather gloves. 制服。はい。3組。紫。革。
短くないですか？
Isn't it short?
このジャケットは緩い。
This jacket is loose.
あのベッドは短いです。
That bed is short.
しげるさんは半袖を着ています。
Shigeru is wearing short sleeves. Literally half sleeves. Han means half, sode sleeve.
長袖のジャケットが欲しいです。
I want a long sleeve jacket.
その緑色のジャケットは袖が短い。
The sleeves of that green jacket are short.
このジャケットは袖が長い。
このジャケットは袖が長い。
短くないで
It
す。
is not short. 袖。三足。
短い。制服。はい。
このズボンは短くないです。
These pants are not short. はい。In this case, that means ash. 灰色, the word for gray means the color of ash.
短い。制服。袖。紫。
昼ご飯の時間が短いです。
Lunchtime is short. Yes, it is.
半袖のシャツを見せてください。
Please show me short sleeve shirts.
彼は春に半袖を着ます。
He wears short sleeves in the spring.
長袖のジャケットを見せてください。
Please show me long sleeve jackets. このジャケットは袖が
です。
長い
です。
Now, if you want to do it in plain speech, you can leave the des off. You can just say このジャケットは袖が長い. And that is the same meaning. It's just less polite. Okay, 春に
春は
半袖を
半袖を
着ます。
ます。
Okay, that's good. It covers both of those word orders. That's always nice to see. Ontem eu estava fazendo uns reparos na minha casa mientras eu tive uma ideia. Vocês conhecem o livro Língua Latina para ser ilustrada, certo? Não conheço. Estou pensando em escrever um livro de Nhengatu que imite o método natural desse livro. Boa ideia. Você deve fazê-lo. That is a great idea. Just for any English speakers watching who don't understand Portuguese, let me just translate. Uncle Aldo says, yesterday I was doing some repairs in my house, and while I was doing that, I had an idea. You must know the book, the Latin language per se, illustrated, right? And I replied that I don't. Actually, I'm thinking of writing a book about Nhengatu that imitates the method of the natural method of that book. And I think that's a great idea. Une idée formidable. Okay, kimono.
母の着物は綺麗です。
My mother's kimono is pretty. Kirei can also mean clean.
彼は背広を3着持っています。
He has 3 suits. Now note that the counter chaku for suits and outfits and stuff is also the kanji that is used for the verb to wear, kiru. That's not so. In fact, you see that in other places too. Like so, sanchaku, yeah, like 3 wearings of. You can think of it as.
夏は浴衣を着ます。
I wear yukata in the summer.
サイズはいかがですか？
How is the size?
この帽子は私にぴったりです。
This hat is perfect for me.
この帯は長いです。
This sash is long.
彼女は黒帯を持っています。彼女は黒帯を持っています。
浴衣を4着持っています。
I have 4 yukata. And again, chaku. Chaku as it with the same kanji, the same character as the verb for to wear, kiru, which in the ongyomi, which is the traditional Chinese, the reading that is derived from Chinese, is pronounced chaku, and in Korean it's pronounced chak. Sí, me encanta a ideia. Deve fazê-lo. Seria incrível. Incrível. Kawa.
川
はい。
はい。
緑。
浴
衣。
衣短い。
私は昨日浴衣を2着買いました。
I bought 2 yukata yesterday.
白い帯を締めました。
I put on a white sash.
窓はぴったり閉まっていました。
The window was firmly shut. Pitari means that it is fitting completely into its frame in this case.
娘に祖母の着物をあげました。
I gave my daughter my grandmother's kimono.
このコートはサイズが私にぴったりです。
The size. Oh, I got it. This coat is okay. I was gonna say the size of this coat is perfect for me, but what they're after. But I couldn't find any of that. They're looking for this coat is the perfect size for me. Also, perfect size for me. That's one of the other things about this sort of word bank approach. It's often quite quite difficult. Because, like, I read that, and I immediately have a very specific way that, that I would put it into English, and it isn't necessarily their way. That doesn't mean their way is wrong, incidentally. I mean, this code is the perfect size for me, and the size of this code is perfect for me, are both correct. But it's just two different ways. サイズはいかがですか？このコートはサイズが私にぴったりです。Perfect. Five of six.
は
指輪は緑三組指輪finger はい袖は指輪三組指輪
を外してください。
Please take off your rings.
これはきつい。
This is hard.
彼はシャツのボタンを外し
Oh,
まし
wait a
た。
second. That last one there, that is like the first time in one of these exercises that plain speech has been used that I can remember. これはきつい is plain. If you wanted to be polite, if you're saying this to somebody that you were supposed to be particularly polite to, you would say これはきついです。And
の
it
ボ
means
タ
the
ン
same
を
thing,
外
but
し
it's
ま
more
し
polite.
た。
Okay, 彼はシャツのボタンを外しました。He unbuttoned his shirt.
彼女は指輪を外しました。
彼女は指輪を外しました。
この靴はきつい。
These shoes are tight. Oh, once again, this is plain speech, which, if you were speaking to somebody that you ought to be polite to, say somebody who is senior to you at work, or somebody you don't know well, you would say この靴はきついです。
彼女はダイヤモンドの指輪をはめていました。
She was wearing a diamond ring. Now, note, this is another word for wear. Japanese has a lot of different words for wear depending on what kind of thing you're wearing. And it has to do with the way in which you put it on. So, like, putting on something that you put on over your shoulders, for example, is kiru. Putting something that you put onto your head is kaburu. Putting on something that you pull on over your legs is haku. And something that you stick on your finger, like a ring, is hameru. Yubiwa wo hamete imashita. But all of them just mean wear.
この
靴はきついです。Let's see if it will recognize that. Oh, good. See, I've occasionally thrown in plain speech instead of polite just to see if they would recognize it as a correct answer. So I decided this time to add des, since the way they had taught it was just plain speech. この靴はきつい. And I wanted to see if it would recognize it, and they did recognize it. That's good. Fair play. 指輪を well, 彼は指輪をはめました。 I will be taking a break shortly. Okay, we've leveled up. Actually, this is a good moment to be taking that break. Let's see where we are in our quest. Oh wow, we've already moved up considerably. We were at like 27th place to start out, and now we're in 8th place, just beneath the promotion zone. The top of the Ruby League is Clarissa at 581 XP. Just out of curiosity, see where Winnie is. Because Winnie's the one who edged me out of first place like 5 different times. Wait, she isn't even in there yet, I guess. She must be in a different time zone or something, or is just, you know, a normal person and isn't up at midnight doing fucking Duolingo on the stream. So, okay, it is time to pick a new language. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, and when we get back, this next language is the one we're gonna be doing. And where did we end up? Hawaiian! Okay, that's new. Okay, going to take a little bit of a break, be back in, say, about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, I think. And then we will be doing some Hawaiian. Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up, and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squad, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For word for or. But sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that's because it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Diche Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cocine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Utros. Protopulo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Liv. Monsieur. Livla. Liwe livla.
Maciej. Yeah. Si. Wysoki. Maciej. Proč? Inter. Počkej. A. Si.
Oedden coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 Hek. 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 Mwalimu.
The center. Yeah, it's from Muallim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, thanks to cat sons. Meow in the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
Sööpel. Kupu. Yrittävä. Uraista. Omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries for living things.
兄の名前は
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula gidelim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Okay, I'm back. Now, I'm gonna take the longer break a little bit later because the break is actually to play Wordle with my mother, and she isn't ready to play it. So that was just a short one. And now we're gonna get stuck into some Hawaiian. I'm looking forward to this. There aren't a whole lot of indigenous minority languages on here, and I am very happy to be doing any of them. Okay, so determiners. Okay, kahale.
Kahale. Hale.
House. Kanoho.
Kanoho. Noho.
Noho.
Ka.
The.
Ka.
Hale.
Hale.
Kanoho.
Noho.
Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Kawahine.
Kawahine.
If I remember correctly, this is also the same in Maori. They are related.
Kawahine.
The woman. Kakeiki kane.
Kikiki kane.
Kakeiki kane.
Ka. Ka.
Wahine.
Woman. Kakaika mahine.
Kekaika mahine. Keiki.
Ah, child. Okay. Keiki.
Kikeiki.
The child. Keiki. Okay, is this vowel harmony that we're looking at? Interesting.
Aloha e keiki.
Hello, child.
Kekaika mahine.
The girl. Or is this masculine feminine, maybe? No, kawahine. So it isn't masculine feminine. Okay, this is one I'm gonna have to watch.
Kikiki kane.
The boy.
Kaika mahine.
Girl. Kaika mahine.
Keiki kane.
Boy. Keiki kane.
Keiki.
Child. Okay, interesting. Okay, 2 of 4.
Kela wahine.
Okay, wahine. Gonna be this woman? I mean, wahine we know is woman. Kela is that.
Keia.
This, perhaps? Okay. Kela. Hale.
Kela.
That. Kela.
Kela hale.
That. House. Bollocks. House. Kea.
Keia hale.
This house. Kea hale.
Keia wahine.
This woman. Kela wahine.
Keia kaika mahine.
This girl. Kea kaika mahine. Kea wahine.
Kela wahine.
That woman. Okay, na wahine.
Na wahine.
Na wahine. Okay, interesting. So the plural, the, is like in Irish, actually.
Wahine.
Wahine. Women.
Na hale.
The houses.
Wa.
Wa.
Na keiki.
The children. Fun fact, in Japanese, keiki means cake.
Ka wahine na wahine.
The woman, the women.
Na wahine.
The women. Okay, we've leveled up. And now I am at the bottom of the promotion zone. And who's up top? Clarissa. 948 XP. Can I manage that this evening? That's the question. Well, it's one question anyway. And the next question, of course, is what language am I about to be doing? I don't know. Because I select them randomly. With the help of the fifth eye mask of randomization. And where have we ended up? At Spanish. Okay. That'll be a break. Okay. Yes, Spanish it is. Algo un poco más fácil.
Agua.
3. Tren. 2.
Dos personas, un restaurante. Suena un poco como esa telenovela, bo. Dos mujeres, un camino.
Una mesa para 2 personas.
Una mesa para 2 personas. Buenos días. Una mesa para 2, por favor. La persona está en un restaurante.
Una mesa para 2, por
Una mesa para 2, por favor. 1,
2, 3.
Un restaurante.
A restaurant. Ok, para dos personas.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Necesito un
restaurante.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it was just, I just assumed I should have let it finish. Yo como en un restaurante. Una mesa
para dos.
Por favor.
Por favor.
1, 2, 3. 2, 3.
Una mesa para 3 personas. Tren. 3.
1, 2. 1, 2.
Okay. One to 4.
Aeropuerto.
Apple.
Sí.
Yes.
Leche.
Milk.
Carne.
This exercise is borderline trafe. Got milk and meat right next to each other. Una hamburguesa de pescado, por favor. A fish hamburger, please.
Un sándwich de
Un sándwich de pescado. A sandwich con hospital. A sandwich with a hospital. I don't know. I've had sandwiches where that would have been very handy. Queso. Para el niño, un sándwich de pescado, gracias. Para ella, una hamburguesa. El niño come un sándwich.
Con carne.
Con carne.
Carne.
With meat. Un sándwich, por favor.
sándwich.
Por
favor.
Una hamburguesa de carne, por favor. Con queso. A meat hamburger, please. With cheese. con queso. Una
hamburguesa
con queso. La carne.
Un sándwich de queso.
Un sándwich
de
queso. A cheese sandwich.
Con pescado.
Con pescado. De fish. Una hamburguesa de pescado. Tú comes una hamburguesa de carne. Yo como un sándwich de queso. No somos lo mismo. Con carne.
Dinero.
Money.
Mujer.
Woman.
Naranja.
Orange
Queso.
cheese.
Una taza de café.
Una taza de café, por favor. Un jugo de naranja. Un jugo de calle. A street juice.
Un jugo de naranja. 1. Jugo.
Un vaso.
A glass. Un vaso. Ja, also ab und zu schon. Hi Tristan, wie geht's denn? Café.
Café.
Por
favor.
Una taza de café con azúcar. Sin leche, por favor. La persona bebe café. Bueno, en realidad no sabemos exactamente qué bebe la persona. Lo que sabemos es que la persona pide café. No sabemos, en este momento puede ser que la persona no beba nada. O a lo mejor a lo mejor está bebiendo cerveza, tequila, bueno, una piscola. Y luego pide un café.
Sin leche, por favor.
Without milk, please. Un vaso.
Un vaso.
Un vaso de jugo. Una taza de café. Un café.
Un café.
Con azúcar.
Con azúcar.
Una taza de café, por favor.
Una taza de café. Por favor.
Ahora. Un jugo.
Un jugo.
Jugo de naranja.
Naranja.
Ah, fuck. Left out the D.
Un café sin azúcar.
Un café.
Café.
Sin
azúcar.
In Chile, if you're ordering a coffee black, the colloquial way of saying this is a la avena. Sin leche, por favor.
Sin leche. Por favor.
Un jugo.
Un jugo
De naranja.
de naranja.
I am going to be taking some break at some point soon. But I don't know exactly when. I'm going to keep going for now, though.
Yo.
I.
Pagar.
To pay.
Oh.
Oh.
Dinero.
Money. Ensalada con o sin. Bueno, una ensalada puede ser con o sin cualquiera de esas cosas. Una ensalada sin autobús es posible. Yo he comido incluso varias ensaladas sin ningún autobús. Y sin mesa también, eso también funciona, pero aún así creo que la respuesta que andan buscando será tomate. Ja. Also, ich bin halt ein Überraschungsei.
Sin sal, por favor.
Sin sal, por favor. Quiero una ensalada con tomate. Uno. Dos.
Sin tomate, por favor. Sin
tomate,
por favor.
In fact, Sunday nights tends to be one of my midnight streams for the times that I will stream in the middle of the night on this one. Sin sal.
Sin sal. Yo quiero pagar la cuenta. Queso.
quiero.
Una ensalada.
Ensalada sin sal.
Sin sal.
Con o sin azúcar.
Con o sin
azúcar.
Yo quiero pagar.
I want to pay. Quiero pagar,
la cuenta.
Gracias. La ensalada está deliciosa. Quiero pagar la cuenta, por favor. La persona come ensalada. Sí, esta vez podemos estar más o menos seguros que la persona come realmente la ensalada. Porque no está pidiendo nada sino la cuenta. La ensalada ya la tiene. ¿Sin sal? Okay, we have leveled up. Holy shit, I'm still at the bottom of the promotion zone. This is a very fast-moving crowd here in the Ruby League. I mean, at this time in the Gold League, I was already at the top. And I could have just sort of slept through the entire week and I still would have been. But in any case, let me see where we are. Okay, it's time to pick another language. That break may be happening fairly soon, I don't know for sure, but I will keep you posted. We'll keep going until I know. Yay! That Indonesian, I believe. I just get the Polish and Indonesian flags mixed up. So, we're doing some Indonesian. So, Indonesian.
Hello.
I'm guessing that's hello?
Saya Andi.
I am Andi.
Apa kabar?
How are you? That is one phrase of Indonesian I remember from when I tried to learn it a very long time ago.
Saya Tini.
I am Tini.
Siapa kamu?
Siapa kamu? Who are you, I think?
Nama kamu siapa?
What is your name? Saya Andi.
Apa kabar? Nama saya Tini. Kabar.
Nama
Nama
saya
saya Tini.
Nama saya Tini.
Siapa nama kamu?
What is your name? Nama saya Andi. Halo, nama saya Andi. Halo, apa kabar?
Apa kabar?
And if kabar sounds a little bit familiar, perhaps from Arabic or Turkish, for example, that's because it is in fact an Arabic word. There's a fair bit of Arabic in Indonesian.
Siapa nama kamu?
One to three.
Saya dari Jakarta.
I am from Jakarta.
Saya bukan dari Jakarta.
I am not from Jakarta.
Kamu dari mana?
Where are you from?
Dia dari Jakarta, bukan dari Bali.
He is from Jakarta, not from Bali.
Halo,
I've been
saya
to
dari Bali.
too.
Halo, saya dari Bali. Halo, kamu dari mana?
Hello, where are you from? Kamu dari mana?
Dia bukan dari Jepang, dia dari Bali.
She is not from Japan. She is from Bali. Kamu dari Jepang.
Kamu dari Jepang.
You are from Japan. Okay, dia bukan dari Jepang. Dia dari Bali. Dia dari Jakarta, bukan dari Bali. Dari mana kamu? Dari mana kamu? Halo.
Halo,
Dari
mana kamu?
Saya
dari
dari
Jakarta.
Jakarta.
Two of three.
10.
10, I think.
20.
20.
Nama saya Andi, saya 20 tahun.
My name is Andy. I am 20 years old. Also um diese Zeit eigentlich nicht. Also ich bin eher Nachtmensch. Ich lege mich meistens erst so gegen 3:30, also nee, 4:30 hin. Also um diese Zeit überhaupt nicht. Diese Zeit habe ich jede Menge Energie.
Umur saya 10 tahun.
I am Umur. That's Umr from Arabic. Age. 10 years old, I think.
Umur Tini 10 tahun. Umur Tini 10 tahun.
Tini's 10.
Umur Tini 20 tahun.
Tini is 20 years old.
Berapa umur kamu?
How old are you? Wo kommst du eigentlich her, Tristan? Nama saya Andi. Saya 20 tahun.
Berapa umur saya?
How old am I? Umur kamu 10 tahun. Umur kamu... Berapa umur kamu? Berapa umur saya? Umur Tini 20 tahun. Berapa umur Andi? Okay. Umurku 10 tahun? Is that, I guess that is I guess that cool makes it mine? Okay. Urtini. Usia Tini 20 tahun? Usia. I've not seen Usia yet before. On here? Ach, aus Quebec, aus Toronto. Ja, also bin sehr gerne in Toronto und noch lieber in Quebec. Also in Quebec, also Quebecville oder ja, also einfach in der Provinz. Okay. We have leveled up and we've moved up a little bit in the ranking here. It is slow going, but it is time to pick a new language. Jetzt wird eine neue Sprache gewählt und wir werden mal sehen. Also ich weiß selber nicht, welche jetzt kommt. Könnte alles sein. Es könnte Swahili sein. Es könnte hoffentlich nicht Latein, das langweilt. Navajo. Okay, this is a course that I think really could use some work. I mean, it's in beta, so I mean, they know it needs work. They're still working on it. So I can't complain too much. It's in beta. Because like last time, there was a lot of audio missing. But I guess it takes time to record that stuff. I know that, and I record stuff. Navajo time. Ja, also das wären wahrscheinlich Deutsch, Spanisch und Englisch. Das sind meine 3 Muttersprachen und also daneben, was weiß ich, Italienisch, Japanisch, Französisch auch. Ja, also das wäre halt der Kreis der fließendsten Sprachen. Also insgesamt, also meine 20 Arbeitssprachen wären auch diejenigen, die ich am besten kann. Aber da gibt es auch Unterschiede. Zum Beispiel, also wenn ich zum Beispiel Portugiesisch spreche, da brauche ich auch ein bisschen Zeit, um mich ja ein bisschen warm zu reden. Es ist ja auch bei Koreanisch so, dass ich mich erstmal warm reden muss und dann kommt es einfach raus. Aber dann gibt es Sprachen, die sozusagen always on sind. Also das wären Deutsch, Spanisch, Japanisch, Englisch, also Italienisch auch. Und ja, Französisch natürlich. Ein paar andere. Also Russisch bedingt. Gut. Ich glaube, dass die Pause eigentlich jetzt gleich kommt, aber ich werde die Pause erst ausrufen, wenn ich das genau weiß, damit keine Verwirrung eintritt. Okay, we're gonna do some animals in Navajo. Josh. Gah. See, it would be nice if they had audio, and I'm sure they intend to. This is still in beta. E? Horse. Kanji. Like, I mean, I don't know how to pronounce any of these diacritics here. The mother eats turkey, I think? Hell, the turkey eats apples. Abilasana must be apples. I remember was eats. Lo. Or wa. Or. See, without the audio, it's hard to know. That makes it hard to remember. Fish. What is the turkey's name? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what we're doing. What is the rabbit's name? I wasn't far. I got What is the sheep's name? Okay. So, from which we learn... Actually, I'm not sure what we just learned. I'd need to see those next to each other. Bihashwolye? Okay, so horse name what, I think, is what we've just learned. Is the syntax for asking the name of the horse. But I could be misreading that. Turkey eats sheep. Bear eats fish. Okay. Gahashwolye. Daji bilasanagiya. Dibehashwolye. Josh. Yeah. Well, I'm interested. Indigenous languages are one thing that I'm really quite interested in. Like, pretty much, I sort of have an ambition, apart from everything else, of learning one language that is from every inhabited continent. And I've got, like, Europe and Asia totally covered. But, like, I don't know any African languages. And I definitely do not know any, like, languages indigenous to Turtle Island or to Australia, just to name a few. So, you know, they have Navajo in there. I'm going to do Navajo, and I'm going to comment on it and hopefully help to improve it as well. Because, I mean, that's kind of part of what I'm trying to do here is, like, comment on the utility of this as a medium for language learning and where I see it fitting into a language learning program, scheduled method, and also to sort of point out where I see specific things that would actually potentially make it a lot more useful that way. Of course, I mean, with these betas, it's hard, it's kind of difficult. Like, I mean, with Zulu's a beta too, but I know how to pronounce Zulu. I know that much in Zulu. I don't know anything about Navajo. The turkey eats apples. What is the rabbit's name? Bear eats turkey. Bear eats fish. Bear eats fish. A little bit. I mean, see, the trouble is, there is a limited amount. One of the important things about how we learn languages is context and narrative. Like, your brain acquires language best when it's dealing with comprehensible input. That's input that it has enough in it that you can use as a point of reference, whatever it is. It could be a visual point of reference. It could be some words that you know, or, stuff that's familiar. Something that you can, a starting point that your brain can use to start figuring out the rest of it. And it also has to be sort of compelling and interesting. Because that holds your attention. And the trouble with this is it's totally decontextualized. There's no narrative structure, there's no context, and not only that, at the moment anyway, I'm sure that this is something they're working on. There's no audio. And so it is really, really hard to retain any of this stuff. It is a total uphill battle. And I'm saying that as somebody who is rather notorious for being good at retaining exactly these kinds of things. So I'm kind of doing it because it's there, sort of, and hoping that it will improve as I'm doing it. Bigashi. Cow. Lechai. I mean, I'm trying not to commit too much to these pronunciations because I have absolutely no idea. Shisha elecha ibilia at like grandpa likes dogs, maybe? Oh, okay, my dad. Okay, but yeah, I seem to remember from the very first lesson involving like a skunk. Itali be holo. I have a donkey? Okay, I remembered about having. Kishi, goats. Love goats. Begashi. Chiebelechai. My dog. Okay. Oh, okay. Grandma has a dog? I mean, I see dog in there. My son has a dog. It helps. I mean, good memory helps with learning pretty much anything. I mean, when you're acquiring vocabulary in particular, memory definitely helps. I mean, part of the problem here, these are words that I remember that I have done when they tell me I got them wrong. But, you know, it's so far apart as well, how the times that I've done Navajo on here, since I select it randomly, it just doesn't get picked. And also, I have to say, this is kind of a frustrating course at the moment, because it lacks so many things. So I've kind of not done all that much with it. But, yeah, memory helps. I mean, if you can remember things in general, that's pretty good for learning. My grandpa, maybe, has a donkey. Okay, the only word in there I was at all sure about was holo. And I don't know how that's pronounced. Olizi hashwoye. Heli didzetsoye. Fucking hell. Donkey eats goat, I think, maybe? Donkey eats a didzetso. Okay, this is a peach. Neat. Yeah, ate goliji. Hello, skunk. Okay, that's the thing I actually would say. I always say hello to animals. I find, I do wildlife photography as well, and I don't know whether it's confirmation bias or not, but I find when I sort of say hi to wild animals, they seem to be less likely to just disappear on me. My dad likes dogs. My son has a dog. Oh, well, the thing with languages is the key thing is what's called acquiring. That's the technical term that's used. And that refers to your brain. There's something theorists call it the language acquisition device. It's one of those things where they know it exists because the things that it do, because otherwise the things it does would not happen. If we didn't have a thing that allowed us to pick up these extremely complicated and often counterintuitive systems of rules that human languages have, we wouldn't have languages, or we wouldn't have languages like the ones we have. So we kind of know what parts of the brain are probably involved in it, but exactly anatomically, you couldn't physically point to the exact language acquisition device on an fMRI, to my knowledge. You could sort of give some you can hypothesize more or less where it is based on some indirect evidence, though. But So the thing about acquiring is, okay, there's the vocabulary. There are a few things. You've got the vocabulary, you've got the actual words, and then you've got the sounds. You know, acquiring the sounds, and then you have these systems of rules, like the word order. Like, for example, knowing that certain words and not others get reversed when you form a question in English. And that's not something that can easily be calculated out. That's something that you need to acquire. And so memorization definitely, I mean, memory comes into that, and memorization comes into it when it comes to like vocabulary and stuff like that. But if you mean like deliberately sitting down and like cramming a bunch of vocabulary words, I don't think that's necessarily all that useful. Donkey eats a peach. Millions of peaches. Peaches for free. How did that song suddenly become a meme all of this, just randomly? 2 of 3. Magi. Okay, so there are differences in plural? I don't know. This could be that the person did not think to add both and they're both correct. Or this could just be that Navajo actually forms plurals. And that none of that is very clear. Bull. Dola. Bull. Bisodi. Magi. I have a monkey. Dola. Pig. Yeah, I mean, instead of trying to just learn words, what I would suggest doing, see, the key is to find something in your target language that is at a level where you can work with it and that you are really interested in. I find the best way to really learn languages is to do it through the stuff that you like anyway. So language, instead of just being a thing that you're learning, becomes a medium through which you're accessing things that you're already, interested in and of themselves. Dola hashwolye. Shima magi bika ate. My mother likes monkeys. Bisodi. Bisodi beholo. My mother has a pig. Dola nada bi yaate. Bull likes corn. Pig likes Chechian, watermelon, I guess. Magi, monkey. Like, here's one thing I do that is very helpful. If you don't see any reason, one thing to remember is learning math and learning languages. Learning languages, acquiring languages, is a thing completely in its own category. A lot of things that are true of learning other things are not true of acquiring language. But yeah, if you have motivation, if you have a reason that if you're inherently interested in knowing the stuff, that helps. I think that probably helps across the board. One thing that I do with languages that really helps me is that I have certain books that I've read so many times I practically know them by heart, which is very helpful because sometimes in a lot of languages I can find translated editions of those very books. And I can just read those books in my target language And then I know basically what's going on. I have a pretty good idea what people are saying. And my brain can focus on how they say it. And my brain is just using the language with the points of reference that are furnished by the fact that I have already read this book a lot of times and have a very good idea of how it functions. And I can just learn it that, I can learn a whole lot that way. Like, for me, the book just happens to be John Grisham's The Firm, mostly because I started to develop this method in the early to mid 90s, and that book was everywhere. And it's a pretty good book. So, yeah, it's interesting enough. It holds my interest. Okay, we've leveled up. We can switch languages. Okay, I have also moved up a rank. I am now in 6th place. The one to beat remains Clarissa at 948, but there's a big gap between her and 2nd place. I think that would be fairly easy to slide into there. And it is time to pick another language. Okay, and where we ended up? German, another easy one. Okay. Well, this is certainly helping me move up in terms of my ranking in the Ruby League. Okay, but before we go on, I'm going to be taking that break that I keep talking about. I'll be back in 10, 15 minutes or less. And we just change languages. German. And perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Uyum. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units, somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is skor, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And, as always, Viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for quack sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that because it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Boyd, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine ta boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Utros. Protopulo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Leave.
Monsieur. Livla. Liwe livla.
Maciej. Yeah. Sí. Es ok. Maciej. Proč? Inter. Počkej. A. Sí.
Oilen coginio panas.
Hakab. Hefad. 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 Haq. 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 Mwalimu.
This is Arabic. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, things speak cat sons. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
Sööpä. Pupu. Yrittävä. Puraista. Omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries for living things.
兄の名前は
Okay. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the Bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units, somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nai. Nai. Man. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like Hogun and hok in Hogun in Korean, or waku in Japanese, and that because it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cocine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Utros. Protopulo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Live.
Monsieur. Live là. Li ouais, live là. 맞아요. Yeah. Sí. It's okay. 맞아요. 그렇지. Inter. Počkej. Ah. Sí.
Oilen coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 Hek. 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 Mwalimu.
This is Arabic. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, thanks to cat suns. Meow and the pictures of the fish. They were proud.
Surfer. Pupu. Yrittävä. Uraista. Omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries or living things.
兄の名前は
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Benedese. Had a beautiful day. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Man. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for quack sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean, or waku in Japanese, and that means it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Udros. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Monsieur. Livre. Liwe livre. Maciej. Yeah. Si. Wysoki. Maciej. Proč? Inter. Počkej. A. Si.
Oedden coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 Hek. 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 Mwalimu.
This is Arabic. And it's from Muallim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, things to do with cat signs. Meow and the pictures of the fish. They were proud.
Sööpä. Pupu. Yrittävät. Uraista. Omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries for living things.
兄の名前は
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula gidelim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Come on. Yeah. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba. Okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack. And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Udros. Protoculo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Leave.
Monsieur. Livre. Liwe, livre.
Macieje. Ja. Si. Vysoký. Macieje. Proč? Víte. Počkej. A. Si.
Oilen coginio panas.
Jakob.
And I'm back. That was a little bit longer than expected, and it is time to start with some German. Which will be a nice quick way to farm some XP. Some water. And make it save. Where is it? Okay, so we're in 7th place, and so far today we've been doing Navajo and Indonesian and Spanish and Hawaiian and Japanese. There's a lot of ands. More than strictly required, really. Okay. I'm gonna try one of these stories. Oh wait, are these the same stories in each language?
Ein neues Videospiel.
I think these might be the same. Okay, this will be interesting.
Junior und Eddie sind im Kaufhaus.
Papa, ich muss auf jeden Fall das Videospiel hier haben.
Dad, I gotta have this video game.
Du musst das Videospiel nicht haben.
You don't need the video game.
Bitte, Papa. Das Spiel hat total coole Aliens.
Please, Dad. The game has really cool aliens. Interesting, because in Japanese it has robots. I guess robots, like, are old hat in Germany, so they're like, no, we need aliens. He wants a video game that has cool aliens. If he thinks Alien is one of the coolest movies, then he also has really good taste, and his father should just bloody well listen to him.
Junior, du musst das Spiel nicht haben. Du
kannst es grillen. Du musst es trinken. Okay, I mean, it depends how surreal you want to be. All of these are like, you know, grammatically correct. You don't have to have the game. You can grill it. You must drink it. Or, I mean, you go with the boring option, which is, I'm sure, is the one that they want. Du möchtest
es haben.
Aber ich muss sagen, also eigentlich, also wenn es nach mir ginge, dann hieße es dann, du kannst es grillen.
Gut, ich möchte das Spiel haben. Bitte.
Okay, I'd like to have the game, please.
Nein, du hast zu Hause so viele Videospiele.
Got so many video games at home already.
Okay, gehen wir jetzt nach Hause?
Yeah, this is basically the exact same. This is the exact same thing. This is just in German. Okay. Okay, nach Hause.
Nein, wir gehen jetzt zu Vikram.
Yeah, they're even going to Vikram.
Oh nein, seine Wohnung ist so langweilig.
Oh, okay. He doesn't have a house in Germany. He just has a flat.
Aber Vikram hat einen großen Fernseher und ich muss das Fußballspiel sehen.
das Fußballspiel sehen. Und ich muss Fußball verstehen. Okay, this is a good collection of options here, I have to say. Because they all have the same rhythm and they all rhyme with the correct answer. Zum Fußballspiel gehen. Das Fußballspiel sehen. Das Fußballspiel sehen. Fußball verstehen. Ich muss Fußball verstehen.
Du musst das Spiel nicht sehen, Papa. Du möchtest es sehen.
Yeah, I mean, this is identical. They said they must have something that they simply wanted. Viele. Wohnung. Nein. Fernseher. Kaufhaus. Oder im Osten Kaufhalle. Na, das sagt keiner nach. Okay, well, yeah, give high five, Jake Holman. Is that ether polyglot? I don't know. Okay. So, habits. We're gonna do some habits. It's gonna be about nuns, I'm guessing.
Italienisch.
Mittag. Opa. Maus.
Ich spiele Freitag.
Ich spiele Freitagshockey. Ich will gesund bleiben.
Obst. Schlecht.
Wenig. Gut.
Du schläfst bis Mittag.
Du schläfst bis Mittag, aber ich schlafe nur bis 7. Ja, aber 7 Uhr abends. Ich schlafe bis
Mittag.
Ich schlafe oft bis Mittag. Ich schlafe oft bis Mittag.
Also sowas nenne ich früh aufstehen.
Warum schläfst du den ganzen Tag? Bist du krank?
Why are you sleeping the whole day? That's literally correct, but I mean, in English I'd say all day. Are you sick?
Ich schlafe nicht, denn ich habe Kopfschmerzen.
Ich
schlafe nicht, denn ich habe Kopfschmerzen.
I am not sleeping because I am very excited. Okay, ich
Schlafe
nicht,
denn ich bin
sehr
aufgeregt.
Mein Sohn arbeitet nachts und schläft den ganzen Tag.
My son works at night and sleeps the whole day, all day.
Der Junge spielt den ganzen schläft. Schließt. Schläft.
Okay, mein Sohn arbeitet nachts und schläft den ganzen Tag. Mein
Sohn arbeitet nachts und schläft den ganzen Tag.
Warum schläfst du im Moment so wenig? Windig. Wenig.
Ich schlafe am Wochenende nur wenig. Schläfst du viel?
Ich schlafe
am
Wochenende nur wenig.
Schläfst
du
viel?
Viel.
Ich spiele freitags Hockey.
Ich spiele Hockey. Ich will gesund bleiben.
Mein Baby
schläft
viel.
Aber
ich
schlafe nur wenig. Ich schlafe viel, weil ich müde bin. What a five.
Eltern.
Parents.
Fleisch.
Meat.
Sportlich.
Nudeln.
Wie oft läuft
deine Freundin pro Woche? Ich laufe
im November.
einen
Ein Marathon.
Läufst du jeden
Tag 10 Kilometer?
Läufst du im November einen Marathon?
Are you running a marathon in November?
Die Hexe Nina.
Die Hexe Nina ist sportlich. Sie läuft jeden Tag. Warum Hexe?
Wie viele Kilometer läufst du heute?
Are you running today? Mein
Opa
läuft einen Marathon.
Der Bär läuft nicht im November, er schläft. Läuft. Nicht im November. Er schläft.
Ja. Darum beneide ich ihn auch. Das klingt ziemlich gut als Plan fürs Leben.
Bist du sehr sportlich?
Ich bin sportlich und ich laufe sehr gern. Laufe.
Morgen
laufe
ich einen
Marathon.
Läufst
du auch?
Meine Frau läuft im November von Bonn bis nach Hamburg.
Meine Frau
läuft im November von Bonn bis Hamburg.
Meine Frau läuft im November von Bonn bis nach habe ich vergessen.
Ich laufe jedes Wochenende Liebe. Laufe.
Mein Bruder läuft jeden Tag und ich laufe. Leute. Laufe.
Meine Familie läuft im November 5 Kilometer.
5 kilometers in November.
Wie viel Kilometer läufst du heute?
Läufst du im November einen Marathon?
Are you running a marathon in November? I feel like I just had this.
Meine Frau läuft im November von Bonn bis nach Hamburg.
Meine
Frau läuft im November von Bonn bis nach Hamburg.
Tour 5.
Salz.
So.
Gelb.
Yellow.
Wo?
Where?
Mein
Motorrad ist
kaputt. Ich brauche dein Fahrrad.
Warum fährst du mein Motorrad?
Why are you riding my motorcycle? Said the biker to Arnold Schwarzenegger at the beginning of Terminator 2.
Ich fahre Fahrrad.
Ich fahre Fahrrad und meine Schwester fährt Motorrad.
Ich fahre jeden Tag im Park Fahrrad. Ich fahre jeden Tag im Park Fahrrad.
Ich möchte das Fahrrad kaufen. Ich mag Gelb.
Oh nein, ich kann mein Fahrrad nicht finden. Nein, ich kann mein Fahrrad nicht finden.
Warum fährst du Fahrrad? Ist Motor kaputt?
Missklickt. Shit.
Das Fahrrad ist gelb, rot und schwarz. Fahrrad ist gelb, rot und schwarz.
Sozusagen große Koalition.
Cool, das Fahrrad ist gelb und billig. Geld. Gelb.
Deine Oma ist wirklich cool, denn sie fährt Motorrad.
A motorcycle.
Meine Tante hat ein Fahrrad, aber sie fährt gern Motorrad. Fährt.
Warum fährst du Motorrad? Ist dein Fahrrad kaputt?
Are you riding a bicycle? Is your motorcycle broken? Oh fuck, I got it backwards. They had asked the reverse question just a minute ago. Nein.
Oh. Mein. Ich.
Oh shit. Nein.
Nein. Ich kann mein Fahrrad nicht finden.
Meine Tante
hat
ein Fahrrad.
Fährt aber gern Motorrad.
Yeah, that actually should be accepted. That is another way to say the exact same thing. Sie fährt aber gern Motorrad. Sie muss man nicht unbedingt wiederholen. You don't have to repeat the sie. Ich fahre Fahrrad, weil ich gesund bleiben will.
Fahrrad. Denn
okay.
Ich will gesund bleiben.
Ich möchte dein Fahrrad kaufen. Dein.
Warum fährst du Fahrrad? Ist dein Motorrad kaputt? Warum fährst du Fahrrad? Ist dein Motorrad kaputt?
Deine Oma ist wirklich cool, denn sie fährt Motorrad.
Is really cool because she rides a motorcycle.
Warum fährst du Motorrad? Ist dein Fahrrad kaputt?
Are you riding a motorcycle? Is your bicycle broken? Meine Tante hat ein Fahrrad.
Meine Tante
hat ein
Fahrrad.
Aber sie fährt gern Motorrad. So eine Rockertante.
Wirklich.
Really.
Obst.
Fruit.
Lehrer.
Teacher.
Nass.
Wet.
Die Straßen sind sauber.
Die Straßen sind sauber. Sie sieht gern zu Fuß.
Wir müssen nächstes Wochenende leider arbeiten. Wir müssen nächste Wochenende leider arbeiten.
Meine Katze läuft
jeden Tag ohne Turnschuhe.
Unser Auto ist kaputt.
Wir
müssen laufen.
Ich will mein Motorrad fahren, aber es ist zu kalt.
I want to ride my motorcycle, but it is too cold.
Unser Baby kann noch kein Fahrrad fahren. Baby kann noch kein Fahrrad fahren.
Sie
fährt kein Fahrrad. Die Straßen sind nass.
Das Fenster ist kaputt und es ist nass im Haus. Fenster ist kaputt. Und es ist nass im Haus.
Ich will kein Fahrrad fahren. Wo ist unser Auto? Unser.
Das Wetter ist zu heiß. Mein Hund will nicht laufen. Das
Wetter
ist zu heiß.
Mein Hund will nicht laufen.
Die Straßen sind nass. Fährt er noch Motorrad?
The streets are wet. Is he still riding a motorcycle? Er läuft nicht.
Er läuft nicht.
Denn
er hat keine Turnschuhe.
Ich kann nächstes Wochenende. Nächstes.
Leider
wir Müssen wir
nächstes
Wochenende arbeiten.
Okay.
Ich
habe
habe Zahnschmerzen. Ich kann kein Fahrrad fahren.
Yes, that's sort of interesting way of combining those things because I actually have a whole bunch of dental problems due to biking. Well, I mean, they've basically been sorted for the moment anyway. Sie läuft ohne Turnschuhe im Wald. Four of five.
Gras,
Grass.
Rot,
Read.
Mond,
Moon.
Wein.
Wine.
Du schläfst nicht?
Du schläfst nicht, denn du trinkst 8 Tassen Kaffee.
Der Bär schläft weniger als 9 Monate pro Jahr. Der Bär schläft weniger als 9 Monate pro Jahr.
Es ist viel zu laut.
Es ist viel zu laut. Machen die Nachbarn eine Party.
Mein Mann
schläft
schläft
im Urlaub
besser.
Warum
spielen unsere Nachbarn nachts Geige und Gitarre?
Trinkst du nachts immer 4 Tassen Kaffee? Du, nachts, immer 4 Tassen Kaffee.
Wir arbeiten heute Nacht bis Mitternacht.
We're working tonight until midnight.
Ich schlafe nie weniger als 8 Stunden pro Nacht. Schlafe nie weniger als 8 Stunden pro Nacht.
Schön wär's.
Der Mond ist hell, die Hexe schläft nicht, sie tanzt.
Moon is bright. The witch isn't sleeping. She is dancing.
Schläfst du besser im Wald oder im Bett?
Do you sleep better in the forest or in bed or in roommate?
Meine Katze schläft weniger als 3 Stunden pro Nacht.
Heute Nacht arbeiten wir bis Mitternacht.
Es ist viel zu laut.
Es ist viel zu laut. Macht die Nachbarn eine Party.
Trinkst du nachts immer 4 Tassen Kaffee?
Schläft dein Hund besser nachts? Besser.
Warum schläfst du nur bis Mitternacht? And we've leveled up, and it is time to check out our situation with the XP and pick another language. And we've moved up to 5th place. We are closing in on it little by little. We are actually still at the bottom of the like these leagues are getting really competitive, I have to say. It is getting hard. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Oh, hello, Krabalul. Krabelul. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'm sure you could help me out with that. I don't want to mispronounce it. Thank you so much for the follow. We are just about to randomly select a new language. Although, viewers can choose a language for me if they want to, with a follow like the one you just gave me, and and $5 to my Patreon. That allows you to choose any language you want out of all the languages that Duolingo does. Otherwise, I will be selecting it randomly. How are you doing, Kabelul? Or Kabelul? Okay, here we go. Let's see where we landed. Finnish. Okay. I like Finnish. Doesn't hurt that in Finnish they don't have bits where I have to play in leagues. Well, it's sort of an automatic thing. If you play if you play a certain amount, if you have a certain amount of a streak, you unlock leaderboards. I don't remember exactly how to do that. I think, let me check. It's an achievement you unlock. Oh, okay, my next achievement is a 30-day streak, and I'm almost there. Okay, let me just see. We can just find that out real quick. Let's see. Okay, it's not there. But it's a thing that just happens automatically, I think, if you play a certain number of consecutive days. And then after that, it's just automatic. I mean, it just counts your XP in the 6-day period in which, in each, successive 6-day period and compares it to the others. Where are you joining us from? Ah, Norge! Okej, vi kan prata på norsk. Kameli. Kameli yrittää puraista turistia. Ah, bara bra. Och med dig?
Krokotiili. Tuo krokotiili on tosi painava.
That crocodile is really painava. Heavy, I guess. Och var i Norge kommer du ifrån?
Kamelit.
Camels.
Voi ei. Koalat ovat pulassa.
Oh no. The koalas are in trouble. Well, yes, we've already had crocs, and now we're talking about koalas. I think I know what kind of trouble the bloody koalas are in.
Koalat.
Koalas. We're doing Finnish, so naturally we're talking about Australian animals. Camels, koalas, bloody crocs.
Egypti on kuuma maa.
Egypt is a kuuma, hot country.
Missä kamelit elävät?
Where do camels live? Missä päin haluavat? Missä kengurut elävät? Var bor kenguruer?
Suuri kenguru potkaisee autoa.
The large, yeah, there we go. Kangaroo kicks the car. Go on.
Egyptissä.
Egypt, in Egypt.
Nämä krokotiilit elävät Egyptissä.
These crocodiles live in Egypt. Good, that means they're far away from me.
Elävätkö nuo krokotiilit Egyptissä?
Do those crocs live in Egypt? Then what the hell are they doing over here trying to eat me?
Kengurut elävät Australiassa.
Kangaroos live in Australia.
Kengurut elävät Australiassa.
Oh, det var mycket svårt. The 36 language speedrun is me speedrunning just through 36 different languages on Duolingo. The way I do it is when I level up, as I just did, I select another language, or viewers can select a language for me, and I'm just running through each of these languages. So I'm just running through each of these languages. Some of them are languages that I actually am fluent in and use professionally. Like the one we just did, German is one of those. Then there are languages that I know some of, like Finnish, for example. And there are a couple of languages on there that I don't know a thing about, like Navajo, for example, or Hawaiian. Or like Zulu, I barely know anything about. So, and it's, partially it's a way for me to find topics about language to talk about. You know, it's just a way, Duolingo kind of gives me things to talk about related to languages, which is kind of the main thing I want to do on this channel. And it also, you know, I get people asking me what I think of Duolingo all the time, because people know I'm like a really big language sort of person. And until I started this speedrun, I had never done anything with Duolingo, so this is also my way of getting to know it. And so, I mean, the speedrun is this. I am just zipping through, like today I'm going to try to get to the very top of Ruby League.
Elävätkö
nuo koalat
Australiassa?
Perfect. Like, my Finnish is actually fairly good. I can read it fine. I just spend so little time around Finnish speakers, I'd never get a chance to speak it. So, if I spend a few months in Helsinki or Oulu, I would come out of that and I would be totally fluent in Finnish, I'm pretty sure. But I just don't get much chance to do that.
Puu.
Ooh. Metsä.
Metsä.
Vanha puu kasvaa tässä metsässä.
The old tree grows in this forest.
Hymyillä.
Tuo kasvi on outo.
That plant is weird. Kasvi. Kasva. Kasva, to grow. Kasvi, I guess, geväxt, a thing that grows. Plant. Okay. Nuo kasvit kasvavat vain Suomessa.
Minä kävelen, mutta musti juoksee.
I am walking, but Musti is running.
Hyi, nuo kasvit haisevat.
Ew, those plants stink.
Haluatteko jäätelöä?
Do you want ice cream? Sounds good to me. Want ice cream.
Ne istuvat maassa ja murisevat.
They are sitting on the ground and growling. As you do. Vanhat karhut istuvat maassa ja murisevat hiljaa.
Hymyillä.
Do smile. Ne istuvat maassa.
Vanhat pöllöt istuvat puussa.
The old owls are sitting in the tree.
Miksi sinä hymyilet, koska tämä metsä on niin kaunis?
Why are you smiling? Because this forest is so... Oh, bollocks. Yeah, no. Because this forest is so beautiful.
Karhut kävelevät vanhassa metsässä.
The bears are walking in an old forest. Siili
kävelee.
Nämä vanhat
karhut
elävät
Suomessa.
There we go. And where are we? to a 5.
Ilves istuu maassa.
Ilves. The lynx, I guess, is sitting on the ground.
Me kuulemme, että ne ovat kaukana.
We can hear that they, well, no, we hear are far away. Oh, okay, they would have accepted can here too. Neat.
Ahmat kävelevät.
The wolverines are walking. Ahmat. Ahmat ovat piilossa metsässä.
Onko Elvis Ilves?
Is Elvis a lynx? Ilves.
Pöllöt ovat piilossa metsässä.
Rooli. Pöllöt ovat piilossa metsässä. The owls are hiding in the forest.
Kuuletko, lintu on lähellä.
Can you hear? The bird is near.
Isot puut kasvavat vielä.
The big trees are still growing.
Se haistelee sipulia.
It is sniffing the onion. Sipulia. Interesting. The word for onion in Finnish is related to, I think that's actually, that is also the Latin word for it. That's not something I would have expected because, I mean, like, that's also in Spanish is cebolla, in Italian cipolla, and it is definitely related to that. That's not what I would have expected the Finnish word for onion. I don't know what I would have expected to be. I wouldn't expect it to be based on Latin.
Pöllö on piilossa isossa puussa.
The owl is hiding in a big tree.
Minä kuulen, että karhut ovat lähellä.
I hear that the bears are near.
Kylmä vesi juoksee nopeasti purossa.
The cold water is running quickly in the stream. Purossa.
Kasvi kasvaa purossa. Purossa.
Karhu elää isossa metsässä.
The bear lives in the big forest. Oravat haistelet kasvia. Ne haistelevat. Pöllyt ovat piilossa metsässä. Ahma juoksee metsässä. Okay, jää.
Jää. Ilves haluaa juoda, mutta puro on jäässä.
The lynx wants to drink, but the stream is frozen. Koko puro on jäässä.
Kukka.
I love Finnish. It's just fun
Kaisa
to
haistelee kukkaa.
Kaisa is smelling the flower.
Marja. Me olemme marjassa metsässä.
We are marjassa. I mean, that literally means in berries in the forest, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm guessing picking berries in the forest. Unless we're in a berry. Okay. Marja on pieni ja sininen. Poro.
Porot kuulevat, että ahma on lähellä.
The reindeer can hear that the wolverine is near. That sounds like a really gruesome Christmas song.
Litra. Vihreää. Jäätelöä.
Just green, like not a flavor. Just you don't care what it tastes like as long as it's green. Okay. Porot etsivät syötävää.
Kanadalainen karhu on harmaa.
The Canadian bear is brown. Gray, harmaa.
Koko perhe on piilossa metsässä.
The whole family is hiding in the forest.
Harmaat puput juoksevat metsässä.
The gray bunnies are running in the forest.
Ne elävät kylmässä Suomessa.
They live in cold Finland. Is there a warm Finland to live in as well? Like, can you specify a Finland where it's like just always spring? I wouldn't mind that. Finland's lovely in like September.
Kylmät purot ovat jäässä. Ovat jäässä. Harmaa velho kävelee metsässä.
The gray velho, wizard, walks in the forest.
Kanadalainen karhu on harmaa.
The Canadian bear is gray. Okay, 4 of 5. About to level up.
Kivi.
Kivi on pyöreä.
The rock is round. Miksi tuo iso kivi on tuolla?
Onko tuo marja myrkyllinen?
Is that berry myrkyllinen? Poisonous. Tämä punainen marja on myrkyllinen.
Sinä hymyilet ja kävelet pois.
You smile and walk away.
Oletteko te kalassa?
Are you fishing, I think. Karhu on kalassa Norjassa. Not a bad place to be fishing.
Ahmat juoksevat pois.
The wolverines run away. Crocodile away. Run away.
Koko järvi on jäässä.
The whole lake is frozen. Se on kaunis järvi.
Yleensä ne elävät purossa.
Usually they live in a stream.
Se on yleensä jo jäässä.
Se on yleensä
jo jäässä. Ne elävät yleensä metsässä.
Usually they live in a forest. The same bloody thing. It is summer.
Pari on marjassa keskellä metsää.
Everybody. The couple is picking berries. In the forest. Oh, keskellä metsää, in the middle of the forest. On piilossa. Keskellä metsää. Seison keskellä puroa.
Ne elävät yleensä metsässä.
They usually live in a forest.
Pari on marjassa keskellä metsää.
The couple is picking berries in is picking berries in the middle of the forest. Okay, we've leveled up. Let's check what our... Okay, and we've also moved up to third place. We are closing in on it, and it is time. Det är tiden för att vala ett nytt språk. Och för att hydreras lite. Okay. Vad har vi här? Portugisisk. Okej, bra. Boom. Okej. I forgot to update that. Okay.
Quais são as diferenças?
Okay, what are the differences?
Eu bebo litros de água.
I drink liters of water.
Quantos litros de leite você quer?
Quantos litros de leite você quer?
1 grama de sal.
1 gram of salt.
Você tem 1 grama de sal?
Você tem 1 grama de sal?
1 quilo.
1 quilo.
1 quilo e 1 grama.
1 quilo e 1 grama. 1 quilo e 1 grama. Nesta casa há 3
banheiros. Eu tenho um lote na fazenda.
I have a lot at the farm.
Lote.
Um copo de suco tem quantos gramas de açúcar?
How many grams of sugar does a glass of juice have?
Quantos gramas de açúcar?
Quantos gramas de açúcar você quer?
Diferença. Uma.
Eu.
Lote.
19. Qual é a diferença entre eles? Qual é diferença entre eles?
Com.
Carta.
14. Litro. E. 1 quilo e 3 gramas.
1 quilo e 3 gramas. 1 quilo e 3 gramas. quilo é 3 gramas.
Palavras. Quilo.
Cavalos. Carta.
Ela.
Qual é a diferença entre eles? Qual é a diferença entre eles?
Okay. One of two. Centímetro.
O centímetro. Quantos centímetros?
Quantos centímetros tem essa garrafa?
O quadrado. A porta é quadrada.
A porta é quadrada.
Ela corre 20 quilômetros.
She runs 20 kilometers.
Eu tenho uma boa média.
I have a good average.
Média.
Meus gatos têm em média 4 quilos. Meus gatos têm, em média, 4 quilos.
Ele compra 1 quilo de açúcar no total.
Total.
O portão mede 2 metros.
2 meters.
Quantos centímetros tem 1 metro?
Ah, fuck, I missed the word many. Ok.
Metro.
12 quilômetros quadrados.
12 square kilometers.
Dos.
Uma. Total.
Ela. 18.
Ele corre 1 quilômetro.
Ele corre 1 quilômetro.
Média.
Dos.
4
Pássaros.
Eu.
Quantos centímetros tem 1 metro?
How many centimeters does 1 meter have? Okay, and we've leveled up. Let's see what. Okay, now we're in now we're in second place, just barely though. And Clarissa is still 948 XP, which is a fair whack of XP ahead, I think. I'm gonna do a couple more and then call it a night. This league is definitely full of people who spend a lot of time doing bloody Duolingo. I mean, it takes a lot of time, like 900 XP in the, let me see, about 4 hours that we've had since this league opened. That's not easy to do. Let's see, where do we end up? Fuck, Hungarian. Now, just to be clear, I actually like the Hungarian language, but I find the Hungarian course a bit of a pain in the ass. Well, oh, I see. Hungarian's in beta. I didn't realize that. Okay. Hungarian time. Away from.
A háztól indulunk.
We leave from the house.
Katitól jön a válasz.
The answer comes from Kati.
Melyik megállótól megyünk az iskolába?
Melyik megállótól megyünk az iskolába? From which stop do we go to school?
A megállótól hosszú az út.
A megállótól.
A megállótól hosszú az út.
Hosszú. Az út.
Visszajövök a magas, kék épülettől.
Coming back from the tall blue building?
Ide jössz az áruháztól.
Do you come here from the department store?
A piros busz a szállodától indul, nem az áruháztól.
The red bus leaves from the hotel, not the department store.
A sárga villamos az iskolától jön le a folyóhoz.
The yellow tram comes down from the school to the river, I think. Katitól jön a válasz.
Lefutunk a szállodától az üzletekhez.
We are running down from the hotel to the stores. Mi elmegyünk a háztól indulunk. Melyik megállótól megyünk az iskolába? El az épülettől. A kislány a magas épülettől elrepül. Elfut. A kicsi lány elfut a magas épülettől. Katitól ez nem furcsa. Ő nagyon gyerekes.
Ide jössz az áruháztól.
Nem.
Nem.
Az iskolától.
Iskolától. Indulunk. Hanem. Katitól.
One of three.
Az ajtótól.
From the door.
A kis rókák elfutnak a kerítéstől a fákhoz.
Kis rókák elfutnak a kerítéstől a fákhoz. Okay, the small foxes run from the fence to the fak trees.
A kismajmok elfutnak a fától.
The little monkeys are running away from the tree. Is the tree giving chase?
A puha, fehér nyuszi elugrik a hideg folyótól.
The puha, fehér nyuszi elugrik a hideg folyótól. Puha. Soft white bunny is jumping away from the cold river, I think.
Az amerikai vendég az ablaktól az ajtóhoz jön.
The American guest comes from the ablaktól az ajtó. Window to the door.
A hídtól az első megálló a Margit-sziget.
A hídtől az első megálló a Margit-sziget. Okay. A hídtól from the bridge. Első megálló a Margit. Oh, okay. Margaret Island is from the bridge okay. Is the first stop az első megálló. Hídtól az első megálló. First stop from the bridge. From the bridge. Ah, yes.
A hosszú faltól a széles fához futnak a kis, zöld gyíkok.
Okay, the long the small green lizards run from the long wall to the wide tree. Holy shit, I'm doing much better at this than I usually do at Hungarian.
A fiúk átfutnak Pétertől az étterembe.
The boys run from Peter into the restaurant. Run over from Peter. This is an example of this excessive literalism in some of these translations. That doesn't really sound right in English.
Katitól és Pétertől is jön villamos. És
Pétertől is jön villamos.
Katitól és Pétertől is jön villamos.
A kis majmok elfutnak a fától. A hídtól az első megálló a Margit sziget. Jó napot! Ez az első ház a folyótól. Nem az ajtótól sétálok el, hanem a hosszú kerítéstől. A hídtól a szigetre futunk, nem a házba. Kati indul az ablaktól indul, Peter pedig a faltól. Eva, eljössz az ablaktól, az ajtótól indulunk, nem a faltól.
A fiúk átfutnak Pétertől az étterembe.
The boys run over from Peter into the restaurant.
A kis, zöld emberek elfutnak a rendőrtől.
The little green people run away from the police officer.
A kis Éva az asztaltól az ágyhoz lép.
Little Eva steps from the table to the bed.
Hova futsz el a repülőgéptől?
Where do you run from the plane? Well, I mean, I would say you run wherever the plane is not. I mean, if you've got a plane coming after you, you just need to get the hell out of the way.
Az idős nő visszasétál az ágytól az ablakhoz.
The old woman, elderly woman, okay, walks back from the bed to the window.
A gyerekek a vonattól abba az épületbe mennek.
The children go from the train into that building.
Az autótól a vonathoz megyünk, a vonattól pedig a repülőgéphez.
We, from the car, we go to the train, and from the train to the plane.
Nem megyünk el az autótól. Nem.
Megyünk el
az
autótól.
Szia Péter, a rendőrtől jössz.
Hello Peter. Are you coming from the police officer?
A színes pillangó a lánytól egy asztalra repül.
The colorful butterfly is flying from the girl onto a table.
Elfutok a fiútól az erdőbe és ott leülök.
Okay, I run away from the boy into the Erdő forest, I think, and sit down there.
János elfut az ágytól, ott van egy bogár.
János runs from the bed. There is a bug there.
A repülőgéptől busz megy az épülethez.
A bus goes from the plane to the building.
A lánytól jön válasz, de a fiútól nem.
An answer comes from the girl, but not the boy.
Kati elindul a vonattól a városba a sárga úton.
Kati leaves the train to the city on the yellow road.
A piros autótól a kék házhoz futunk.
We run from the red car to the blue house.
A kis légy az asztaltól az ajtóhoz repül.
The little fly flies from the table to the door.
Egy lánytól ez gyakori, de nem egy rendőrtől.
This is common from a girl, but not a police officer. Okay, that is not... I more or less understand what that's supposed to mean, but that's a weird way of saying it, and it's a weird sentence in general.
János elfut az ágytól, ott van egy bogár.
János runs away from the bed. There is a bug there. Okay, we have leveled up. And where are we? 564 XP. Second place in Ruby League, and let's just recap. What have we done today? We've done Hungarian and Portuguese, Finnish, German, Navajo, Indonesian, Spanish, Hawaiian, Japanese, and Chinese. And I think we're gonna call it a night for now, because it's still a night. So, thank you to everyone who has joined in. Thank you to all my followers. We are closing in on the 50 follower mark that we need for affiliate status. And I look forward to seeing you various times in the afternoon this week. Have a good night. And let me see.